22 suspects charged in $1 million worth of California marijuana dispensary thefts, you guys. That's right. Nearly 24 suspects tied to Oakland gangs have been charged in a number of burglaries targeting marijuana dispensaries across the state to the tune of more than $1 million in cannabis merchandise, authorities said on Thursday. An operation dubbed Sticky Fingers, California Attorney General Rob Bonta, along with law enforcement leaders from Oakland and Santa Cruz County, announced the charges against 22 suspects who they say combined to steal more than $1 million worth of cannabis products from dispensaries in Northern California counties. In a quote, "Our message to those involved in these crimes is and has been unwavering. If you organize coordinated retail thefts, if you steal from our businesses and put our people in harm's way, if you try to make an easy buck off other people's hard work, we will come for you," Bonta said. The suspects broke into dispensaries overnight and stole gummies, edibles, and thousands of pounds of plants, authorities said, adding that the items when then sold mostly through social media. In an additional quote, "We are not talking about shoplifting a couple of packs of THC gummies from it," Bonta said. "We're talking about coordinated schemes, organized efforts that hurt our businesses and pose a threat to our communities." The 22 suspects combined have been charged with 32 felonies related to 15 incidents in the counties of Fresno, Kern County, Merced County, Monterey County, San Diego County, San Luis Obispo County, Santa Cruz County, and Sonoma County, authorities said. Half the incidents took place in Santa Cruz County, and that's where the suspects will be prosecuted, authorities said. Most, if not all, the suspects were members of gangs in Oakland, they said, and Oakland police believe several of the suspects are involved in other crimes in Oakland as well. And they said in a quote, "We know that these individuals are involved in weapons, possessions, weapons trafficking," Oakland Police Deputy Chief Frederick Sheaves said, and he also said, "There are some that have ties to auto thefts, carjackings, and even felony assaults, including shootings." Bonta also addressed the state's crackdown on organized retail crime in general, and in a quote says, "Customers deserve to walk into a store without needing to worry or keep an eye on emergency exits," he said. "Workers deserve to clock in and out of their shifts safely, knowing they'll be safe, and business owners deserve to lock up their stores after a day of hard work without worrying that their products will be there while they're sleeping or the next day for the next day of work and won't be stolen and resold overnight." A couple of weeks ago, Gavin Newsom announced the state's organized retail crime task force had arrested more than 167 people in July and more than double the number in June. Since January, the task force has recovered more than $7 million in stolen goods, the governor's office said. Well, do you think this is a sigh of fresh relief for the cannabis industry, knowing that these criminals are going to be locked up? Or do you think that our soft on crime approaches are just going to let these guys out and they're going to post bond and be back to just robbing the place again? What do you have to say about this?
Hey, Jason, it's not soft on crime. It's soft on cannabis crime. Let's keep it a buck here. The thing that really upset me about this story, because it was covered by so many different outlets, it seems like they didn't even move until a actual officer was shot, right? Why weren't they moving on any of this stuff when actual security guards, when actual employees from the stores, when they were getting hemmed up too? That did not move them. It wasn't until one of them got injured or one of them got killed, I don't know, got hit, that they started to fucking do something. That's what's troubling to me. It's like they just don't give a shit. They don't care until it affects them.
Well, Rico, that's because we're still waiting on the Oakland PD to respond to our break-in December of 2023. Right. They wouldn't even come take a report. So right. Yes, although we are the most highly taxed companies in the communities, we are the least protected operators in the communities. And so, yeah, that's frustrating. And I don't know if they'll be right back on. I'm sure they probably will, because what do we do in our justice system? We try to make money. So what makes money? Putting people on probation, putting them in jail, going through these lengthy trial processes where we're really just going to say, oh, look, our justice system worked. We rehabilitated them. They did 1,000 hours of community service, and they're going to be on probation, and we're going to make sure they don't do this again. So, yeah, I have no faith in the California penal.
So you guys, back in the 70s, after Reagan was governor, before he was president,
California actually had an extensive rehabilitation program, and our recidivism rate was rock bottom. Reagan was elected, and all the tough-on-crime Republicans came in, started giving all that money to building private prisons and taking everybody's weight sets away, taking away their vocational training, taking away their educational training, turning our prisons into a gladiatorial system and a way for people to understand how to enrich themselves. Basically, it became criminal classes. There were no regular education classes.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger that took the weights out of prisons, Matthew.
Right, and he was a Republican, and I am not a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. There you are. So, like I said, it was the Republicans who took away opportunities.
He
and the
was
biggest thing
pissed
about
off that
crime, and
Tukey
I've seen this.
Yeah, he was pissed off that Tukey was smaller than him.
With at-risk youth, which I have actually done for quite a bit of my life in a variety of ways. Every single person comes into this world a loving and caring baby who wants to do well. If we give people education and opportunities to help their community and make a living for themselves, they don't have to go to crime. And if we look in Oakland, which is upside down, in the late 60s, we had the Black Panthers come in with free breakfasts, free lending libraries, and free job training, and we were seeing the same thing. We were seeing a drop in crime, a big rise in political education and education level in general. And that was crushed by the FBI and the CIA and then Governor Ronald Reagan, who's a fascist. And it gives us the Oakland we have today.
Well, you're entitled to your own opinions in regards with all of that,
Please,
Matthew.
No, but give me some facts, Jay, that in any way, shape, or form contradict this. I mean, maybe we should just murder every criminal and then they'll all be gone. What is the solution?
Well, what I really wonder is if these is the same groups that were the guys that robbed Decibel Gardens, because the one county that I did notice that they didn't mention in any of in this release is they didn't mention Alameda County, and we all know that the Oakland cannabis businesses have definitely been rocked by a lot of criminals, and so I'm wondering if these guys ultimately were the same group that has been robbing a lot of the businesses in Oakland.
Probably they said the guys were from Oakland.